Hey everybody, it's Stefan with S&S Diving. I'm a scuba diving instructor, rebreather diver, cave diver, and I usually like to do reviews on items that don't have a whole lot of reviews on the internet. So today I'd like to do a review on the Kirby Morgan M48 Mod 1. It's also known as the Hollis Mod 1. I will also be doing a review on the Kirby Morgan attached hood for the Mod 1. If you just want to watch the review on the hood, skip ahead to that. So, full disclaimer, I purchased this mask myself. I just thought I would give a quick review on my thoughts on the mask. Kirby Morgan or Hollis didn't ask me to do a review on it. This isn't the thoughts or opinions of anybody, any agency that I teach through. This is just my own thoughts. Purchased it myself. Just thought I'd give a review on it for anyone who's interested in buying one and wanted an honest opinion on it. Like I said, it is the Kirby Morgan M48 Mod 1 and the Hollis Mod 1. They partnered together in making it, and it's based off the original Kirby Morgan M48, which had a plastic one-piece window, but it still had the two-cavity design. With the Mod 1, they beefed up the frame on it and made a two-window tempered glass to it, which is a great upgrade. Made it much tougher. I'll kind of go through the different parts of it quickly. If you're really interested in it, you should also watch Kirby Morgan and Hollis's videos on it, because they do a great job of explaining all the different parts and things like that. But just real quick, it is a two-cavity design, so it has the upper part like a normal full face mask, and a lower part which has a bite lug that you can, whenever you have the regulator put on it, you can push it in and actually bite onto the bite lug. So if you're rebreather diving or even open circuit, if you are concerned about having a little bit of CO2 buildup, you can just ignore having the full face mask and actually bite onto the bite lug itself, so that you don't have any CO2 buildup in the full face mask itself. The nose pocket is a little longer than what it actually seems on the mask. So inside it has this kind of a clapper device that pinches your nose. In my opinion, this is the easiest way to equalize with a full face mask. With the Ocean Reef Neptune, it has two little kind of nubs that are silicone that you push up against your face, so your nostrils hit those nubs to equalize. And the OTS Guardian has kind of a V block that you do the same thing, and it blocks off the bottom of your nose to equalize. But pinching your nose with these tabs is just like normal diving. So this is definitely the easiest way to equalize a full face mask, in my opinion. The bottom part of it is where the pods come in. So this is removable, where the regulator attaches. You can attach your own regulator. Kirby Morgan has their own regulator that you can attach to it, but that's one of the great things about it. Like over the OTS or the Ocean Reef, is the fact that you can use your regular regulator. So it just goes in there and zip ties in like a regular mouthpiece. This also allows it to be able to be long hose donate. So you can still have your long hose on there. If someone's out of air, you can unclip it and donate, because they have the bite lug. So like the OTS Spectrum that plugs in just like that does, that you can't, take it out and do a long hose donate. With this pod, you can actually take it out and do a long hose donate to a buddy, and then you can also, go to your necklace and be able to breathe from it. So, in my opinion, for long hose diving or just about any kind of diving, it makes it nice so that you don't have to remove your whole full face mask to get a new regulator in. It also makes it so you can do gas switches. You could have gas You could just do other regulators and take this one out whenever you're doing a gas switch, or you can have these pods on every one of your different gases for a gas switch, so you can just clip it right in and be breathing on your next gas with a full face mask fully intact, be able to use your comms. They make the scuba pod, which is this. I don't have a bailout valve pod. I do have, just a second, the Hollis bailout valve for a rebreather. I don't use it very often, so first time I actually need to use a rebreather with a full face mask, I will get the rebreather pod and attach this to it and just leave it like that, because I use the bailout valve so rarely that I could leave it in that system, so that I would always use them together. That's kind of where Hollis and Kirby Morgan teamed up, or why they teamed up, is because Hollis kind of has their own setup to be able to use the bailout valve. Kirby Morgan also has their own bailout valve, and so a few of the parts are a little different on the two. So the tab here on the bottom is for whenever you let water in or to get water out, you push that down and then you can purge it, and it lets it vent the water out of the bottom cavity. Whenever you actually push it, it still has a mushroom valve on there that has to have pressure behind it to expel the water. It isn't just a valve that opens up. It just allows it to push water out of the mushroom valve. So in a full honest review with any product, there's always going to be some things that some people don't like, and a couple of things that I'm not too fond of this is on the skirt part of the mask. It's a one size fit most, and I have a very short face, and so the lip section of the divider for the two cavities is right at the edge of my lip. It's just almost too big, but it's right there on the edge, so whenever I go to clear the top half of the mask, I don't have to like even push on the top and exhale through my nose. I literally just have to like cock a lip, and the water drains down into the bottom cavity. So it'd be nice if it fit a little better, if they offered it in like a small, medium, and a large, extra large, kind of like they do with the hoods. That'd be beneficial for me. But it's not a make or break. It's still a great mask. It's still my favorite mask to use. When using full face masks, I generally only dive full face mask when I need comms, or when it's so cold I don't want my lips to go numb. So I don't use full face mask all the time, but I use it fairly often. This use of this for a public safety diving would definitely work. I can say that I don't know if it would be my go-to for it. For me, I believe the OTS Guardian is a little bit up on that, and that's mainly because when you're on the surface with public safety diving, and if your SOPs or SOGs are that, you know, all water's a hazmatic environment. That's why you wear vulcanized rubber and the full face mask with the attached hood on your dry suit. To be able to do a, you know, breathing on the surface, you have to undo the pod, and so you kind of need to be all the way out of the water, rinsed off, things like that. Which on the OTS Guardian, there's a valve up at the top, so you can kind of almost be chin level and have that open breathing regular air, close it up whenever you go down. With this, you're gonna be like, you can't be at chin level with the water. That's also why I don't recommend the Ocean Reef, because their valve is down low. kind of like that valve up top for being on the surface, but it would definitely work. Kirby Morgan did just come out with a version of this that is surface applied, so it doesn't have a removable pod anymore. I have not dove it, I have not even seen it other than in videos of them coming out with it, but I can definitely say that in my opinion that would be a better system for public safety diving, than, because it's a fixed pod, it's not removable, and so in my opinion that would be a better fit for public safety diving. If you're interested in full face mask, I would definitely go do a full face mask class. It will teach you the skills for donning and doffing the full face mask, doing all the different procedures for it. You'll learn quite a bit of full face mask diving. When it comes to choosing a course, choose an instructor, and I will be completely honest, I would not recommend someone like myself as your first choice. I would say that I would be like a second choice, because like I said, I only dive full face mask when it comes and it's too cold for my face, and so you want to find an instructor who dives full face mask almost exclusively, like a public safety diver that also is an instructor. That would be a better choice. Then second choice would be like me, where, you know, I do dive it fairly often. And then third choice is, you know, an instructor that, you know, whenever you ask him when's the last time he dove full face mask and he says the last time I taught this last year, that would definitely be a last choice. But when it comes to finding a dive center, it'd be best if you can find one that has, you know, an Ocean Reef and OTS Guardian and a Kirby Morgan. That way you could try out all three, see which one you like the best for being able to equalize, functions like that. What type of diver do I recommend the Kirby Morgan for? Is pretty much anybody that wants to do a rebreather on a full face mask. You got the Hollis bailout valve or the Kirby Morgan bailout valve, or a kind of a tech diver, or anybody that dives a long hose and is comfortable with a long hose, uses a long hose often, and they want to go over to a full face mask. It doesn't change anything. You can still do long hose donate. With the other ones, you pretty much can only donate an octo, and for yourself, you either have to have a gas block or some other system for a redundant air supply. So with this, you can just unclip it and either put in a new different reg or a reg with a different pod on it. So with me, it's the most versatile for a recreational technical diver. The only thing, yeah, I would say is that possibly the OTS Guardian would be better for public safety diving, unless you get the surface supply version of this. That would be really good for public safety diving. But yeah, other than that, it's a great full face mask. So you can attach comms to this. There's basically two different versions you can get for it. There's the OTS buddy phone, which attaches like the OTS Guardian or Spectrum, any other buddy phone, that goes on the straps of it, and then the mic plugs in to it. The other version is the earphone and microphone assembly. It's got a 4-pin on it that also goes in there, and then it has dual, you know, there's earphones on both sides that are in kind of a neoprene sheath, and that goes to a 4-pin that can either plug into a hardwire system going to the surface, or you can connect it to a I believe it's like a OTS PowerCon transmitter. It's a little bit stronger than the buddy phone for the transmitter strength, and so I would recommend that if you're going to invest in the comms, to get the 4-pin version of it. Better transmitter, and also is able to do the hardwire system. Okay, so the Kirby Morgan Mod 1 hood. This is the 5mm version of the hood. They just came out with a 7mm version of the hood. Whenever they came out with the Mod 1 surface supply, they also came out with a 7mm version of this. It is a bibbed hood. They do not have a bibless hood. It has a zipper in the back for getting it on and off easier. I found that if you do need to take the mask off quick, for like doing drills and things like that for replacing your mask, if you can't get it unzipped all the way, or you can't get it unzipped at all, it will slip off. It's a real nice slick material on the inside of the whole hood, so it does slip off. It comes in two sizes, a small medium and a large extra large. This is the small medium. It mainly attaches. You can check a bunch of their Kirby Morgan's videos out on how to attach it, but real quick, it has a frame built into it and attaches here on each side of the top mask, and then it kind of just tucks in everywhere else with a kind of a hook system at the end here to go over the chin part of it. It has earphone pieces on each side, so if you have the earphone and microphone assembly with a 4-pin that goes into the comms, you can just slip the earphones into here. You don't have to use the parts that go onto the straps, so you can just take them out of that and slip it right into the hood itself. On the inside, the earphone pieces have vented holes so that you can hear through the earphones better. My favorite part of this hood is the fact that it's solid attached. There's kind of always been a debate on the best way to have a hood with a full face mask. Before, you would either have to get a hood with this slick material so that the full face mask could seal on your face and on the full face mask, or you'd put the full face mask on and then kind of pull this over the top of the seal so that you didn't have a crease in it and letting air escape while you had the full face mask on. With this one, it's just attached. You don't have to worry about it. Straps are on the outside for being able to tighten it up onto your head nice. So it's the best of all worlds in my opinion for that. The only drawbacks that I have found with mine is the fact that it at the time only was 5mm. They have a 7mm version of it. So that would be a lot nicer because like I said, only dive full face mask when I need comms or it's really cold to where I don't want my lips to go numb. And so it's nice that they now have a 7mm version. One drawback is I don't like bibs hoods, and so I kind of wish they came out with a bibless version, but I did talk to Kirby Morgan and they did say that you could trim it so that you didn't have the bib anymore. I would probably myself leave the zipper just to tighten up the neck a little bit more whenever you do slip it on. In a full honest deal, it also has a ton of little holes for venting air out, which is great. I love that. The only thing is, in the ice diving that I've done with it, it did let some water flush in, and so the top of my head was pretty cold. So I don't know if the 7mm version would keep my head warm enough that I didn't notice that as much, or if maybe it would be best to have some sort of a second layer there with offset holes so that it could still vent air really good, but didn't let as much water flush through. But otherwise, it's a great hood. I definitely recommend it, if you have the Mod 1 hood or Mod 1 full face mask. It is a great pairing for the two. The part on the chin doesn't hinder being able to get the pod on it at all. It just slips right over the top and doesn't restrict it in any way. So yeah, it's a great hood to go along with the Mod 1 full face mask. So I hope you guys like that video. Sorry it ran a little long, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.